Welcome back to another unboxing. Today we're going to be unboxing the 1/400 scale Airside Landside terminal. This is from Gemini Jets. I'm going to be using it to replicate RSW. So without further ado, let's get into it. Just to compare the size of the box to an everyday item, here's a 1 foot ruler, which would be about almost 1/3 of a meter. So there you go, there's 1/3 of a meter or 1 foot compared to the box. So just think about that, how large the terminal is, and then we have a carry handle for the box because it is a larger box. But let's unbox it now. Here we have the arrivals, I think, road. It's an elevated road. It would go up to the top of the terminal, and then we over here have the wide body gate. This was covered by one thing of styrofoam, as you can see, so pretty good packaging. So now I'm going to unbox everything and review the contents. Right here you can see we have the main terminal. We have the elevated road, as I was talking about. Under here are the narrow body gates along with the 2 wide body gates. Here we have the manual with all the stickers on it. We have the gate stickers, the airline stickers, and then I think a HSBC. I don't know if the camera will focus, but that's what those first ones says. But they have JetBlue, and they have JetBlue all the way to Scandinavian and EVA, and then Guardia Indonesia. But they also have some Lufthansa on there and Etihad. We're going to get into that later. There's the manual in there as well, as I said. Here's a quick look at the terminal. Something about this terminal, it does light up. As you can see, you put the batteries in right here. Here's the button that you would press in order to turn everything on. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly unbox this. That was easy. So here are the contents. We have the wide body bridge. So this would connect into the terminal right over here. I won't do it yet, but that's how that would go in there. So there's the one wide body gate for here. It can acquire up to 747-8. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to quickly unbox all of this, take it out of the plastic, and then we'll get into it. So here's everything unboxed. You can see we have 8 narrow body gates, including the ones that would go on the wide body jet bridge. They're all the same thing. It's really just a connector that distinguishes them. So here you can see the narrow body connectors, and over here we have the one wide body connector. This is the manual. It just tells you where the gates go, how they go in, and then the roadway, which came broken, but we'll get into that later as we'll put that on the terminal last. But really quickly, I'm going to assemble all of these gates. Here we have the jet bridges assembled. It was pretty simple. Some of them needed a little more force than others to be attached. However, they all did get attached eventually. So I really like it, I gotta admit. Not all of them like to stay to the ground. Some of them do float. I don't really see that as an issue because in reality you're always going to be looking up. You're never really going to notice that too often, so I wouldn't see that as a downside. But overall, pretty cool. The gate roots, I'm just going to call them that, but they are a little loose, not too loose. I'm not going to bash this thing because it's awesome, but it is a little loose, just so you can keep in mind. So when you do move it around, it's gonna move that around a little bit. Yeah, so over here in total we have 6 narrow body bridges and then 1 wide body bridge. So, and the one thing, like I said, it is gonna stay little off the ground a little bit, but in reality you're never really going to notice that, so I wouldn't sweat it. Here I have 2 GSC vehicles. We have a transportation bus and a catering truck. I just wanted to see if they would fit in these little areas in the terminal, because in reality that's where they would go. So to pick up any passengers. So just so you know, if you wanted to ever do this with your airport, just so you can know, because this terminal did cost not a lot compared to other terminals on the market, but it wasn't cheap. So I just want to make sure that you guys know what you're getting here. So a bus could go in there. I wouldn't really recommend it because it's a little stuck in there now, but it would, I guess, pick up passengers there. You can see the smaller entrances there, I guess, and then panels. Here's the catering truck. If you wanted, it could load in from there. It really the limit is your imagination here. That's really what Gemini Jets was trying to go for. You can do whatever you want. I guess it doesn't have to be realistic. Honestly, I know a lot more of the aircraft than I do the GSE, so everything I just did there was probably wrong, but I'm just saying if you want to do that, you can. So now we're going to be attaching this elevated road. Just before I did though, remember earlier I did say that it was broken. One of the stabilizers fell off. It's right there. But something I'd like to note though is that this is completely separate from the actual terminal, so it doesn't attach to it like the gates do, which by the way, they can be detached easily if you want to transport this or if you want to put it back in this box. I just want to say that really quickly. But this is what it looks like when it's up against it. Down there you'd have the arrivals, up here is departures. But yeah, this is something easy to fix because as I said, it can be detached. I can like turn it over and I can put it back on. So if this does happen to you, I wouldn't sweat it because you can easily fix it. But yeah, that's what that departures kind of area looks like. Pretty close to RSW. I'm not going to say it's completely like when it comes to RSW, but if you do go up the ramp at RSW, you will see 2 gates over here. I know Eurowings parks there, and I think Avelo parks there too. So sweet. Another thing I wanted to top off with is that this terminal does have a little bit of interior and exterior lighting. Oops. But it does require 2 AA batteries, and you can just insert them right here. You just click this off right here. It's not wanting to work. So I put the batteries in the terminal. We're gonna go see how the lights are, just to make sure they work real quick. Okay, so they work perfect. Like I said, 2 AA's are required. They go in pretty simple, just like that. And then we're gonna turn this on real quick. Let me just turn off this light. 3, 2, 1. There you go. I think that looks pretty cool, you gotta admit, because also I really like these red LEDs they have on here, the interior lights, and really everything in general. It just really adds a lot of nice detail to the airport, and I think it just looks super realistic. You can also see some right here. I can't see if there are any over here. I see some reflecting off the wall. Let me just see. But yeah, they also have them over here. I think that looks awesome. It definitely adds a lot of realism to your airport. And you know, you could always have those like pretty cool like night pictures or night videos. Like I said, the only limit with this is your imagination. You could make this at night, you could make it at day without the lights, right? But then it's like pitch black for me right now. But with the lights, I do think it looks really cool. I really like those red lights that they have on the corners there. Let me just turn this on real quick. There we go. But yeah, that's it for this terminal. Now to the conclusion. Okay, so the one thing I gotta say, a lot of places when I was looking for this thing, they had it, but it went out of stock, so I had to find a kind of plan B, right? So my plan B, I actually found this on Amazon, believe it or not. It came perfect. It was completely new. It arrived on the same day as the mat, so you will be seeing videos come out with the terminal and the mat pretty soon. Price. In reality, getting the mat in this terminal, it will cost you around $300. So yeah, it wasn't cheap, but I have to admit, I think it's well worth it for what it was. Just for a size comparison real quick, this is the smaller Gemini Jets terminal. I'm sure all of you are aware of the larger Gemini Jets terminal that is much more expensive than this and a lot larger than this. This is really all I need for my RSW replica. I'm actually looking forward to it. Here's a ruler next to the whole thing, just so you can kind of get a little size comparison right there. That's a 1 foot ruler, by the way. Again, almost 1/3 of a meter. But yeah, now down to the price. This cost $190. Okay, so some might not think that's worth it. I can understand that, but I honestly really like it. You know, after reviewing all of the details, after reviewing all of the pluses, there's only one minus in my eyes, and that's the fact that these things can fall off a little easily, but that's only if you put like a lot of force. So if you don't put a lot of force like me on your first day, I don't think you'll have any issues. But otherwise, this looks awesome. I can't wait to start putting some models on it, and yeah, I really like the light feature as well. So I think this is a pretty good terminal for any starters who are trying to make their first airport. This is definitely a go-to for you. Otherwise, yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys got everything you needed to make an educated purchase decision. See you in the next video. Bye.